have a sheet in front of them. Did everybody get a sheet? Anybody not get a sheet? Because Irving is passing them around. In the back there. Closer? Nice. Okay. So, if you look on the sheet, you'll see that the title of the class is The Depth of the Kamsa and Bar Kamsa Story. That's where we're going to end up, but we're going to need a little bit of background, and hopefully we'll go on a journey today through not only the story that I want to highlight, but also just the style of how to interpret what we call Agadah. Agadah are stories in the Gemara. So I just want to tell you a little story. And as I pan out in the room, I see a lot of students of my teacher, Rabbi Aluf, and I'll tell you this story. So we were learning, must have been 14 years ago, we were learning the final Perek of Masechet Yomam. And when we're learning the final Perek of Masechet Yomam, there's a lot of Agadot. And Agadot are stories that tell you what's going on. When you're a rabbinical student, you really want to get to what you think is the meat and potatoes. Give me some nice halacha, give me a Rashi, Tosafot, Mahasha, give me something really in depth that pertains to halacha. So we're trying to talk about, different measurements of the fast, and talking about, different types of birds, etc. And my colleagues and I were just running through the Agadah. Okay, very nice. It's a nice story, quick. And we had shiur that day with Rabbi. Now we come and we sit down. It's quite obvious to the rabbi that we were just trying to get through that story. So anybody who knows Rabbi Aluf, he was having none of it. He banged on the desk and he said, "That's it. We're not having shiur today. Come back tomorrow." And basically telling us that he would say this, but bring your A game when it comes to the Agadot. And the next day came the shiur, and he wiped the floor with us. He was basically this, that means that, and that means this. You missed that. You missed this. We basically missed the entire story. And that's one of the lessons before we even get started today, is that when you look at a story in the Talmud, if you just take it as a story, the entire story is going to pass you by. And you're not going to be able to understand the true depth of the Chachamim. So what I want to do is, as we go through this story, I want to focus on every single line, every single character, and everything that's going on. We're going to bring out the highlights, and long after we leave this room, you're going to now, I hope, have appreciation for this story, and we're going to connect the dots, and hopefully our Tish'a BeAb, this will be our last, Ezra Hashem. Everybody can say Amen. And if this is our last, then and going forward, and one of the ways that we can make it our last is by taking the lesson of this Gemara. So before we get to it, I want to talk about the depth is going to be what is Sinat Hinam. And by show of hands, I want everybody to raise their hand. Who thinks they know what Sinat Hinam is? Everybody can raise their hand. Let's go. Everybody raise their hand. Who can I call on? I'm going to call on Charlotte. Charlotte, what is Sinat Hinam? The translation. Baseless hatred. Very nice. A+. What a student. Right, Charlotte? We know. And it's baseless hatred. Baseless hatred, what does that mean to you? So if you take the interpretation, it really means hatred for no reason. And I want to get away from that. I don't think that that's the interpretation. And I think that this Gemara is going to hold the reason for baseless hatred as well as what the definition is. And I think that's going to be most important. But firstly, I have to prove to you why Sinat Hinam and the Kamsa and Bar Kamsa story are connected. I have to prove that to you. So before I can make my case, I have to show you and go through some of the sources to prove to you that this is the story that we should be mining and that we should be looking at. So source number one on your sheet is Masechet Yomam. And from this we'll be able to see, and it'll bring us on this road. Masechet Yomam reads as follows. I have the English for everybody. You can follow along in each source. Memachara. This is the first Beit HaMikdash. What was the reason for its destruction? There were three cardinal sins why the first Beit HaMikdash was destroyed. Avodah Zarah, B'gilui Arayot, B'shvichut Damim. You don't have enough sheet? Sorry, I'm looking at everybody shaking his head. Gotcha. So, okay, so my fault. So, Masechet Yoma, I'm reading for you. Pretty simple. So, there are three sins why the first temple was destroyed. So, if you want to write it down and everybody has a pen, it's Masechet Yoma, you can write 9b. That temple number 1, Beit HaMikdash Rishon, has three sins: Gilui Arayot, Shvichut Damim, and Avodah Zarah. Those are the three. It's idolatry, sexual immorality, and idolatry. So now we talk about Baal Mikdash Sheni. Now the Gemara goes on a tangent. It says Baal Mikdash Sheni Shayu Oskim B'Torah Mitzvot U'Milut Chasadim B'nei Machara. But during Beit Sheni, it was a time of a religious resurgence. Everybody was following that. So what was the reason? So we say this was the reason why the second Beit HaMikdash was destroyed, Sinat Chinam. And not only that, what do the rabbis glean from this? The Labaton is to teach you Shekula Sinat Chinam Keneged Shalosh Averot Avodah Zarah Gilui Arayot Shvichut Damim. This sin of Sinat Chinam is so intense and so terrible that it is comparable to all three of those cardinal sins. What's the common thread that those sins have? Anybody know? Right? Thank you, Michael. Right? That if somebody tells you to, listen, I'm going to kill you unless you kill this person, you say, take me. That's it. I can't stop you, and I have to die. One must happen. But bottom line, what do we see from Masechet Yoma? We see that Sinat Chinam is the reason for the destruction. Now I'm going to connect. I know you have a source of Ikey, correct? Good. Okay. Or else we'll pack it up. Okay, so then in Ikey, now I'm going to come and tell you and show you the connection between Sinat Chinam and this story. The Gemara makes this connection, and we're going to go into this long story. Don't worry, the story is, by most accounts, extremely interesting. So let's start to read the story. You guys follow along in English or in the Gemara, would get more comfortable. Now, how did I open? I opened by, once we're approaching a piece of Agadah, we're approaching the story. We cannot leave any detail unturned. One of the biggest traps of reading an Agadah is that the quote-unquote boring Pesukim that are quoted to set up the Agadah are ignored. And the Pasuk that's going to set this up is going to be key to understanding what's going to happen, plus the setup to the story in general. So let's start. Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan says, Mai Yechtiv Ashrei Adam Mefachet Tamid Makshe Libo Yipol Bera'ah. Rabbi Yochanan wants to know, what is the meaning, or what is meant when the Pasuk in Mishleh says, praiseworthy is the man who is constantly afraid of God. Yazir Hashem. But the Makshe Libo, the person who hardens his heart, what's going to happen? Yipol Bera'ah. He's going to fall into the depths of not only despair, but bad things are going to happen to him. Now, what does the Gemara say? The Gemara starts by introducing three stories. It says, I'll tell you what the meaning of this pasuk is. Akamta, and when you have an aleph in the beginning, it means regarding this story. Akamta ubad kamta haruv Yerushalayim. Because of the story of Kamta and Bar Kamta, Yerushalayim was destroyed. And Atar Nigola, Betar Nigolta, Haruv Tur Malka. Right? Because of the story of the chicken and the rooster, we have the destruction of this city, right? Turmaka, and Ashakat Rispat Haruv Betar. Because of a stick that was used to hit a horse or a chariot, that is why Betar was destroyed. So So very weird. Because of two guys, Yerushalayim was destroyed. Because of two fowl, right, or birds, we had another town destroyed. And because of the stick of a chariot, Beit Ad was destroyed. So very, very hard. This started to be what? The answer to the pasuk. So keep the pasuk in mind as we start to delve into the story. So obviously, which story are we concerned with? We're not talking about Beit Ad, we're talking about today. What are we talking about? We're talking about Yerushalayim. So let's go into the Kamsa, Bad Kamsa story all together. We're going to go systematically through the story. And I want everybody the story starts out very familiar. The later parts of the story may not be so familiar. So let's begin. Akamsa Ubad Kamsa Haruv Yerushalayim. Right now, the Gemara sets up the story. Right, beautiful. Now we're not doing things in halakha. We're getting a great story now. Right? I think we can be comfortable, but I'm here to tell you, turn up your attention spans. It says, "Dehahu kavra derachameh kamsa, ubaal devabe bar kamsa, avad sudata." So now what happens? There was a man, and he was a wealthy man, and he had a friend called Kamsa, and he had an enemy named Bar Kamsa, and he had a meal. He threw a huge party, beautiful, lavish party. Amar le Sham'eh. So he came to his aid, or his messenger, and he said, "Zil Ikey li Kamsa." He said, "Go and make sure that Kamsa is at the party and that is invited." What did he do? Azal Ikey le Bar Kamsa. He made a mistake and he invited the enemy instead. Bar Kamsa. Now, if anybody thinks this can't happen, just look at this community. How many people named, I don't know, Joe Cohen? Right? Okay, I have a Joe Cohen I like, I have a Joe Cohen I don't like, I have an Ikey Tawi I like, Ikey Tawi I don't like, and I invited the wrong one. How many times I said, no, this is the wrong person, he lives on East 3rd, not on East 5th. This could happen to anybody. Ata. Ashkehede Hafiyativ. So he ended up coming to the party. And now he comes out and he sees now the wealthy feast thrower is coming and he's surveying his guests. He's coming and he's looking around. And he sees that Bar Kamsa is sitting there. Amar le, Ikey hahu gavra ba'al debavad hahu gavrahu. My vayikach hacha. So he says, now, oh my gosh, my enemy is here. And he's sitting. What are you doing here? Cool. Poop. Get up. Get out. He's livid, beside himself. He approached the table, and now us, with this story, our hearts are racing. I don't know if I'd ever have the guts to do this if I see somebody at my party who doesn't belong. So now Bar Kamsa responds. He says, Amar le, ho'il be'atai. Right? Shivkan v'yahivna lach demeh ma de'achilna v'shatina. He says, look, once I'm here already. Let me stay. I just want to stay inside. And I'll pay you for everything that I eat and that I drink here at the park. What does he say? He says, no. Amar le la. He says, no, can't do it. Amar le yahivna lecha demeh palka sudatai. Right? He says, no, I'll give you the value of half the feast. Let me just stay. Don't throw me out. And I'll give you half the money. It's a great deal. He says, Amar le la. He says, no, okay, fine, last try. Amar le yahivna lach demeh kula seudatai. He says, I'll pay for the entire thing. Let me stay. Don't kick me out. Don't throw me out. And I'll pay for the entire meal. And now, as you're reading this, your heart's racing even more. Like, okay, come on. He's going to let him stay. Not only does he not let him stay, he says, he picks him up with his own two hands and he throws him out. Okay? How many of you have heard this part of the story before? Good. This story, already now you would think, hey, Rabbi, hatred, not being a forgiving person, not realizing that somebody can make a mistake. All good enough reasons why the Beit HaMikdash might be destroyed. But it doesn't necessarily explain, what's going on here. That's why this is only part one to the story. So with part one to the story, we want to keep in mind a couple of things. What are we seeing here? We're seeing not being a forgiving person. We're seeing, a lot of different emotions. We're seeing anger, we're seeing distrust. But let's hold on to that for the second part of the story. Now, second part of the story happens. This is part one. That's why I ended it. But now let's go to the second one. Amar. Now, the story pans to Bar Kamsa. Now, Bar Kamsa says to himself, Ho'il v'havu yaveh Rabbanan v'lo mahube shma minan kani halehu. Who's he angry at? He's not necessarily angry at the feast owner or the feast thrower. He's upset, as Mordar just said, at the rabbis. The rabbis were sitting there, an entire table of the leaders, and they said nothing. Must mean they're okay with this. They're okay with somebody getting launched out of the feast. Now he comes up with a plan. It's revenge time. Izil, Ikubehu Kurza Be'milka. Azal, Amar Kesar, says, what we're going to do? We're going to approach the leader or the captain. And here it says in the Gemara, it says the Kesar, the Caesar. It's not the Caesar, Mahloket, who the actual person is. But he's going to go and he's going to get them in trouble with the Roman government. Now we start to see already, okay, with the time period, we got Rome, we have, Bayit Shani ready to be destroyed. We now see the story going in that area. So now, what does he come and he tell them? What does he tell them? Mardu Becha Yehudaeh. He says, guess what? You know what? The Jews are rebelling. Really? Jews are rebelling. Now, the Kesar is smart enough to not just trust anybody who comes up to him. He says, Amar le Mikemar, who told you? Who told you that the Jews are rebelling? He says, they're not going to tell you outright, but let's test them. Amar le Shadar lehu kurbana haziti v'karmin le. So he says, you know what happened? What you should do? Let's take a korban, a sacrifice. He says, you know what? If you offer them a korban, let's see if they sacrifice it. So the Kesar says, you know what? Sounds like a reasonable request. If they sacrifice it, it means there's peace. If they don't sacrifice it, it means that something's wrong. Azal, Shadar Yadeh Eglat Lata. Now, Mahloket, what actually happened here? Is it a 3-year-old egel, right? 3-year-old calf, or 3 little calves? Okay, we're going to leave that on the side. But he sends them, he sends with who? He sends with Bar Kamsa a sacrifice. Now, what does he tell them to do? He says, look, go say, see if they offer it. So what does Bar Kamsa do? He makes intentionally a blemish on the korban. He slices open the lip, and some people say, what does he do? He slices or punctures the eye. What's the significance of where it is? Because in the parentheses here, Tuchta v'ledidan hava muma u'ledidhu lav muma. For us as Jews, this counts as a mum. What's a mum? A blemish. You cannot sacrifice something on the Mizbeah that has a blemish. But then, they also believed that you can't sacrifice something with a blemish, but it wasn't a blemish to them. We'll come back to this and we'll see why this is an important detail in the story again. I know it's a lot of details. You got to hold all the details in your mind to be able to connect the dots. So now, what happens? This is now the story part number 2, where what happens? There's Bar Kamsa has to take revenge. He informs on the Jews that this is what's happening. It's really not happening, and he has a plot to have their sacrifice rejected. Part 2. Now we're ready for part 3. Part 3 now comes where Bar Kamsa is coming to the temple with this egel. What does he do? He shows it to the rabbis. Savur Rabbanan, the Krubeh B'Shum Shalom Malchut. The rabbi's original thought is, we got sacrifices. Now imagine you're the rabbi, and you see that the Romans are now bringing you this gift and saying, sacrifice it. And you're like, Uri, I don't know what we're going to do. You stop. I see it has a boom, but the Romans are saying, put it on the Mizbeach. Every rabbi's always saying, what's the call? What do I do? So the rabbis at first, they say, you know what, because of Shalom, I have to do it. I have to put this on the Mizbeach. Now remember this name. Amar lehu Rabbi Zechariah ben Avkulas. Rabbi Zechariah ben Avkulas steps up. And what does he say? Yomru ba'aleh umin kirivin legabe Mizbeach. He says, no, you know what's going to happen? We can't do this, guys. Rabbis, we can't do it. They're all going to say that you know what they're going to deduce from here? They're going to say you're allowed to put an animal that has a boom on the Mizbeach. It's allowed. This is something he can't live with. He cannot live with it. So they say, okay, good point. Now the next point is going to seem a little far-fetched, but as we talk about it, it's going to become a little clearer. So what's option 2? Savur l'nikteleh, l'labizer v'lema. So their second option was, you know what's going to happen? You know what we should do? Let's kill Bar Kamsa. Kill Bar Kamsa. I don't know. Sounds a little drastic, but why is it not drastic? Because what's going to happen? If they don't sacrifice the animal, so what's going to happen? Bar Kamsa is going to walk right back to the Kesar. What's he going to say? I was right. Okay, how many votes for killing Bar Kamsa? We didn't get too many of those votes, and then Rabbi Zechariah ben Avkulus also says, Rabbi Zechariah, Yomru metil bum kodashim yahared. He doesn't say, don't kill him because you can't kill him. He said, which also remember that. He says, you can't kill him because what are people going to say? People are going to say, oh wow, you know, guys, I heard that there was a rabbi that was crazy psycho, and a guy came with an egg that had a slice in his lip, so he killed him. Can't have that either. You know how stories can get out of hand, especially here. So that would be what happened. So they're at a stalemate. What happens? They end up not being able to sacrifice, and they send back the korban. In the parentheses, just by way of historical reference, which I want to show you, in the part of Gemara, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, who lived 2 generations after the story happened, says, Anvatluto shel Rabbi Zechariah ben Avkulas hechriva et betenu v'sarfa et hechalenu v'yigritenu me'atzenu. Not such kind words, but he says that, look, Rabbi Zechariah, he made a mistake. Because of his humility, excessive humility, our temple was destroyed. And we left our land. Because what should have Zechariah done? Said, let's sacrifice it. Now that's only in the eyes of Rabbi Yochanan. It's a digression. We can talk about it later. It's going to be one of the highlights for a different shiur, more on leadership. But right now, that's part 3 of the story. So now what do we see here again? The rabbis having this decision to make, this really catastrophic decision to make, and them saying, look, we can't, you got to go back. And then what happens? Shadad, B'Levayu, B'Niron, Kesar. So what happens? They go back, and Nero, or Niron, in English Nero, right? The Caesar, what happens? The general, he now has the, as they call it, Kesar, he now has the task of marching against Yerushalayim. So part 3 of the story, because it's been confirmed, now we have a general who's ready to do what? March on Yerushalayim. Okay. Story's not over. This is really the part 4 is the most fantastic part of the story, and then we're going to connect the dots. Part 4. Ki ka'ateh. Now, Nero is on his march. He's ready to march on to Yerushalayim. He's ready to attack. So back then, being superstitious people, he says, I need a sign. I need a sign from God that I'm going to be successful. So what does he do? Shada gira What does he do? He fires what? An arrow. Fires an arrow. In a random spot. Where does it go? He goes Mizrach. He shoots the arrow towards the east, and where does it fall? On the path to Yerushalayim. Or some would say in Yerushalayim. Atal Yerushalayim. He tries it again. The Ma'arav. He shoots the arrow to the west. Nafal where? Yerushalayim. The arrow hits Jerusalem. The Arba Ruchot HaShamayim Ata Nafal Yerushalayim. He starts shooting arrows crazily, and every single arrow, where does it land? In a miracle. Where does it land? Yerushalayim. What's the sign? What's the sign, guys? He wants to destroy Yerushalayim. Which area is doomed? Yerushalayim, and he's going to succeed. He's going to be successful. Creepy sign number 2 about to come by, which is going to contradict. Amar le'ele yenoka. Looking in your English, what is a yenoka? It's like a tino, a lad, a young child. Now, all of a sudden, let's just put this in the context. What's happening here? He's ready to march. There's an entire army, and who's on the path? A little boy, a little child, playing ball. Obviously, he's a Jewish child because it's in the section of the Jewish area. And what does he ask him? He says, Amar le'yoka, pesok li pesukef. He says, boy, tell me the pasuk that you're learning in school. What are you learning? Now look at the quote that he quotes him. It's from SCA. He says, Amaleh, natati ikmati be'edom, BeAb ami Israel, and he says, Vegomer, right, what's the end of that pasuk is talking about? What's going to happen? My vengeance, right? Natati ikmati be'edom. I'm going to put my vengeance on Edom. Which nation was Edom? Rome, for destroying the temple and the area of my nation. So, whoa, wait a second. These are 2 contradictory signs. One sign with the arrows is telling me what? That he's going to destroy the Yerushalayim. It's the right thing to do. I'm shooting arrows all the way where the arrows landing. Arrows are landing in Jerusalem. Obviously, I should be doing that. Now, what's going to happen? Now, this young lad comes and tells me the pasuk says, by the way, if you're thinking of destroying Yerushalayim, who's going to get the raw end of the deal? Where's the wrath going to be taken out on? On you. So what does Nero do? He says, I'm out. He says, Amar. This is what he says. He says, God wants to destroy the temple. And what's he going to do? He's going to take it out and take out his vengeance on me? I'm done. What does he do? Arak, he de-girds himself from all of his weaponry. Ve'azal, and he goes, what does he do? Ikey, he converts. Converts to Judaism. Ve'nafak mineh, Rabbi. Who comes out from him? This is the Rabbi, one of the wisest of all sages. And that, from Nero. From Nero, who comes out from him? Rabbi. And that's how the story ends. If Rabbi Luf was here, he would be yelling at us because we didn't really touch the story. What are some questions now? Now we have the 4 pieces of the story. What we need to do is figure out what the message is of these 4 parts. And I've already hinted to you a way to decode it by giving you the 4 parts. So number 1 is we have to find what's the common thread with these 4 parts of the story. That's question 1. Question 2, we have to figure out what these 4 parts of the story have to do with the destruction of the temple. Because right now, at the end of this story, was the temple destroyed? No. Now, I'm really not being so fair because the 2 lines later, if you keep reading Rabbi Meir, talks about Vespasian destroying the temple. He took over after Nero. He destroys the temple about 3.5 to 4 years later, after the story occurs. But bottom line is, Nero, from the story, he balks at it. He says, that's it, I'm out. So the story, and then what does this have to do? This is known as the story with Kamsa and Bar Kamsa. And what does this have to do with Sinat Chinam? We know, I proved to you, sorry that I didn't give you the first source, we've proven that this is talking about which temple? Second temple destroyed by Sinat Chinam. I have Sinat Chinam, and I have, oh, by the way, Kamsa was the reason why Yerushalayim was destroyed. Here are the Romans. This story is obviously about which character trait? It's baseless hatred. Or so we think the word baseless is. So let's start with, I'm going to frame this in two different ways. Two rabbis. One is Rabbi from Ezra, and one I saw recently from Rabbi David Foreman. Also, I'm going to combine, sort of gelling those two people, those two rabbis together with my own slang, but they get the credit for some of the terms I'm going to give you right now to try to frame this story. Are these stories about real people? Now, let me explain to you what I mean. If I want to say that this story is about baseless hatred, what is baseless hatred mean? To me, and correct me if I'm wrong, it would mean I'm getting angry at you for no reason. There's no good reason for me to get angry. So if we take that as the meaning of baseless hatred, I think it means that Tish'a BeAb is a little bit empty, and I don't think I understand, not only the first Gemara in Yaman, I don't understand why the temple was destroyed. Hating somebody for no reason doesn't seem to be worse than Avodah Zarah, worse than killing somebody, worse than sexual immorality. Anybody who does that is a psychopath, if you ask me. How many people really know, I walk in, somebody walks in, hate you, you're all laughing, and I'm happy because it doesn't really exist. If a person says, oh, I hate this guy because I don't like the shul that he prays in. Wrong, but it's not for a reason. He has a bad reason, but he has a reason. I don't like you because I don't like how you wear your kippahs all off, your glasses. I don't like your whole outfit. Okay? Also, terrible reason. But still a reason. To say Sinat Chinam, the way that we've normally interpreted it, it means something that I don't think normal human beings engage in. In this, now let's go to the story. I think I've done a good job of proving to you that these stories are connected, right? Yomah and Sinat Chinam, that's what Kamsa is about. But now we have to understand what it is. This story is teaching us what Sinat Chinam is, and we don't really know what it is. We don't have a finger on it. In the Kamsa story, anger is the central theme. And to quote, this is one of the terms that I'm borrowing from Rabbi David Foreman. There are two safety valves that we have to make sure that we do not get ridiculously angry. First thing is we have what we call anger gauge. I like to call it an anger gauge. We use the word thermostat. I would say an anger thermostat, let's say, or a gauge from 1 to 10. And the second thing is a way to check our facts, fact checker. So let me give you an example. A person, now let's take Kamsa, Bad Kamsa. Let's assume that Bad Kamsa is right when he walks into his own feast, and who does he see? Sorry, the feast maker, when he walks into his own feast, and who does he see? Bad Kamsa. Picture the happiest day of your life, and the person who really is your arch enemy, he's not invited, he's sitting there. What is your, we all have enemies, no, so there could have been a reason. A guy, let's say, listen, so we'll get to that in a second. Gemara doesn't tell us why he hates him. Who can think of reasons what that would be justified for not liking something? He fired me for unjust cause. His family went into very tough financial times because of this guy. I don't like him. He cheated me. Now he's a cheat. I vowed I don't want to see this guy ever again. It's my prerogative. Not going after him, not doing anything. He can't be at my party. Now I see him, he's at my party. What's he thinking in his mind? This guy's here to ruin everything. This guy's here to make sure that I don't have a good time. He wasn't invited, he's crashing the party, he knows that I hate him. Now stop, at this moment, does the feast owner or the party thrower have a right to be angry? Yes, totally has a right to be angry. Now, what level of anger is the question? Does he have to be correct, to be angry? What level would be his anger? On a scale of 1 to 10. It could be crazy. It could be, if he really thinks that he's going to be going to destroy the party, he could be at a level 9 out of 10, angry. But now, if he checks his facts, would he be as angry? What happened in the story? He told the servant to go invite somebody. What did he do? He made a mistake. He invited the wrong guy. And especially if he comes up to him, he's getting offered money just to stay. Now, even if he's still upset with him, still upset that he's sick. But how angry should I be on a scale of 1 to 10 now? If I was at a 9, where would you bring it down to? I don't know, 4, 5, maybe even 6. Is it, what level of anger is it when I pick the guy up with my bare hands and I throw him out of the party? That's a 10. So even though the thrower of the party has the opportunity to lower his anger, what does he do? He believes that he's right and that he's justified, and he dumps out all the anger that he has onto what? Onto God counsel. Throws it. Let's look at the second story. Now here's God counsel. Who does the Gemara say that God counsel is angry at? He's angry at the rabbis. He's angry at the rabbis for what? They didn't do anything. They didn't step up. They watched while I was thrown out. I was picked up while food was in my mouth. I was thrown out onto the street. And that's okay? That's not okay. What's the response? How angry? If you stop right there, what's the response? How angry would you be if you were thrown out of that party and nobody said anything? Close to 10. But if he stopped and he went to go check his facts with the second safety valve, what would he have seen? Who could think of some reasons why the rabbis didn't say anything at the party? Okay. That's the biggest donor. I like that. I don't care. He's the biggest donor. Oh, yes, Isaac's here. Isaac, you can come up with 10. Isaac, give me a reason.
The guy's clothes are hot, right?
Excellent. Very good.
And the rabbis know if I get up, it's not only going to affect me, it's going to affect everyone.
Excellent. We're going to make it worse. Maybe they were handling it. I'm sitting at the other table. They're handling it. If I go and I make a scene, they're going to make it worse. It's going to they're going to come to blows. What's another reason? You could have also, they didn't really hear the whole story going on. Even though you thought that the rabbis saw, maybe they didn't see. I will give the rabbis the benefit of the doubt, but they're sitting in there with the table of rabbis. They're not talking about, who wore the dress better. They're sitting and they're talking about SCA. They're talking about something, a halachic term. They're talking about, what's going on in their schools and schools. They're talking about something. They weren't paying attention to one guy coming up to a table. And until he picked them up, it seemed pretty simple. So, benefit of the doubt. And there's really misguided anger here. Who should Rabbi Kamsa really be angry at? The feast owner. I was picked up. The rabbis didn't pick me up and throw me out. He did. What's his reaction? His reaction is to snitch onto the government to get not just him in trouble. Who are we getting in trouble? Everybody in trouble. So how angry should he be versus how much anger he should pour out? He takes down what should be, let's say, that can't be 10 if he stopped and he thought, what should the rabbis really, what should their response really be? And maybe there were other reasons why they didn't step up for me. I could get a little less angry. Does he have any right to be angry that the rabbis were there and one didn't stop? Absolutely. But how angry did he have the right to be to perform on the entire Jewish nation? So he took what should be level 4, level 5, and what he dumped all the anger onto what? Onto the entire nation. Part of the story number 3. Now, third part of the story is they come to the Kesad. They say, look, Jews are ready to rebel. Really? Jews are ready to rebel? How? How do you know? sacrifice and putting it on the Mizbeach. They try to put it on the Mizbeach. Okay, they don't sacrifice it. Back to the parentheses that I told you. Well, actually, we'll get to that in a second. Now, what's their reaction when they don't get the sacrifice done? Oh, that's it. We're going to war. Nero, get you guys. Let's go. We're going to go destroy and pillage and the entire town. One second. You're angry. Who are you angry at? Who are you angry at? Angry at the rabbis. We also know that there was one rabbi who stood up and said not to sacrifice it. What did all the rest of the rabbis say? They said sacrifice it because of Shalom Malchut. So you're not getting the whole story. And, back to our parentheses, I'm sure if they found out the reason, maybe if he would have done his homework and said, you know what, why didn't you sacrifice my sacrifices? Is it because you're rebelling? No, what's the reason? It was a boom. And the Gemara goes out of its way. Again, here's another one of those details that in the story that you very easily just pass by. Rabbi, why do I care where the boom was? On the lips, on the eyes? Why do I care? Because that was only a move for who? For Jews. To teach us what? Did the Romans have the concept of having a womb in a sacrifice? Yeah. They did, but maybe for them it was more drastic. What about missing a leg, missing an ear? The Jews, so imagine going up to them and saying, look, we both have this concept of sacrificing with a blemish. But just look, let me teach you the law. For us, this is a blemish. It's not because we don't like you. I can explain that in 2 seconds. So there's another reason that even if they were upset, they could be embarrassed that the sacrifice didn't make it onto the Mizbeach. But bottom line is, what would happen? The anger should come down from being a 10 to 4, 3, maybe even in this case. Instead, what happens? I'm going to dump the 10 anger onto what? Onto the entire Jewish nation. We're going to war. So I hope now you're seeing the theme of the 3 parts of the story. Let's go to the 4th. The 4th part of the story is not only where the cycle ends, but where we have the hero. The hero of the story is not Bar Kamsa, obviously. It's not anybody else's. Who is it? It's Nero. This part of the story gets a little more complicated because now you have to switch gears, and that's why the Agadah is a little bit different. You have to switch it to interacting with God. Nero comes and he sees, he's shooting his arrows. The arrows land in Yerushalayim. Clear sign that what does God want from him? What does he want him to do? He wants him to destroy the temple. But now he destroys the temple, the little kid comes and tells him, by the way, if you destroy this temple, you know what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I'm going to destroy you. Now who's quote-unquote dumping the anger? So what do you mean, Hashem? You're telling me to destroy them. Then Israel is sitting. You're giving me signs to do what? To destroy Yerushalayim. I'm going to get destroyed? Now, if Nero goes and follows the exact trajectory of what's been going on in these stories, what should he do? I don't care. I'm destroying the story. I'm destroying the city. Nero is the only person in the whole story who says, I'm out. Get somebody else. I'm not going to be the person to dump my anger onto someone else who's not deserving at this point. And we see that in Israel, eventually they are deserving. But for right now, I'm not going to be the one that, despite me having to get destroyed later on, I'm not going to be the one that's going to have this destruction happen at my hands. It stops here. And Nero is the one who stops the cycle of what? Sinat Hanah. What is the definition of Sinat Hanah based on this story? It's not anger for no reason. I have the right to get angry. But it's 2 different terms. It's disproportionate anger based on a righteous anger. Start with the righteous part. I am justified in being angry. That's step number 1. The way that you get to baseless hatred is first you believe that you have the right to be angry. And by the way, that could be real. But even though I feel like I'm right to be angry, to respond in a proportionate measure. That's what Sinat is. When you break that gauge and you respond disproportionately to the transgression. The Rabbi tells us that ka'as and anger, because I don't think sin'ah really means over here, it's the hatred. It's sin'ah that leads to what? An angry response. That's why Yerushalayim was destroyed. When a person has this gauge, even if it's working, we are in very big danger of losing ourselves. Because righteous anger is a type of anger that you see can get out of control. I want to do an exercise now with the... Never stopped doing it. 10 minutes. Okay. With the 10 minutes that we have, because this really brings it home. I made a sheet for you guys, which is a grid of possible scenarios. Because unless we can bring it down, to our own lives, this class doesn't mean it. If I can't bring it down to your everyday lives and how we can change it, and that's why we're here. We're here with another year without the temple. Why? Because we all engage in Sinat Chinam. So I took a couple of examples. So here's the scenario. We're going to try to fill it out. You have a pen, right? Or we'll do like a mini share out. How angry should you feel on a scale of 1 to 10? What's your reaction? Why? And is it justified or Sinat Chinam? Meaning your reaction. So I'm going to do reaction number 1. Scenario number 1. Your little girl, or you could say even your little sister, spills juice on the floor after the housekeeper mopped. Okay? So I don't know how many of you have had this scenario where a baby sat, a little kid. That's infuriating, right? You just clean, the kid is sitting there making your house all dirty. What's the, I see the parents in the room, right? This is a big one. So now, she spilled it. How angry should you be? I don't know, 3, 4. How do we often react? We destroy this little kid, right? She's not getting juice for a week. She's not taking away everything. We're not getting angry. But why? We've probably dumped the anger that we've had sitting around. We probably had a tough day. Or we probably were angry at her for something else. And we kept it inside. So what do? We dump the level 10 anger onto Hazita, this little girl, because she spilled the juice. Okay? You can fill it out by yourself. The cases get a little bit more serious. The car swerves into your car, causing multiple injuries to your family, and the driver was texting. Okay. 10, talk is all over. Right? 10, 11, inexcusable. It is inexcusable. Texting while you're driving, the car swerves, injuries to your entire family. Now, as angry as you can get, some people, it's never enough. I need to go after them. They need a pound of flesh. Their anger will never be satisfied. So the reason why I like this case is because there's no natural mechanism in the fact checker to really bring your anger down. So you're justified. Anybody who's angry at this case, actually, if you go sit at any Friday night table, will be like, yeah, you should. You should go after them. Go after them hard. I know a lawyer. I know the best lawyer. I know this person. You're actually getting fueled everywhere you go. But the message of Sinat Chinam is to say, eventually, even if you're justified, you need to relax. This could have been more Doris. Let's say go to the Kamsa, Bad Kamsa story. Let's say this is what Bad Kamsa did. You want this guy at your party? Give me an honest answer. Good, that's all I need. He doesn't want, good. She doesn't want him at the party. But, as I cut off more Doris just for dramatic effect, the point is that, yes, you should find it in your heart eventually to forgive this person. And there is a limit to how much they'll pay. Look at the third scenario. Now I built in the fact checker to be able to lower it. A car swerves into your car, causing multiple injuries to your family. The passenger had the phone out, not the driver. And a huge tree limb fell into their lane while it was raining. So your initial reaction is, hey, what's going on? I saw a phone light. They were definitely texting. What really happened? They were looking for directions. It was a dark night. It was in the rain. A tree limb fell. They were trying to save themselves. This and that swerve. You're still angry, but how angry are you? You're a little calmer. A little. Not by much. But now, if you react the same way that you did in case 2 and case 3, then there's something wrong. I like this one, number 4. A date calls off the plans for the second time in as many nights. You have a date planned, and you say, okay, where are we going to go? We're going to go this way, we're going to go that place. Half an hour before the date. I'm sorry, no, I'm feeling sick. Okay, you feel sick. Second night, okay, we'll go tomorrow. Goes tomorrow, calls it off again. What's with this guy? I don't understand. Now, how angry could you be? He doesn't really give an excuse. I'm pretty angry. I don't understand. What am I, a chump? God, a person you could just take advantage of? So what should be your response? Okay, my response is when the person who set us up, well, when he calls tomorrow, I'm angry. Okay, done. It's not the nicest of response. Maybe you should give kapsechut. Maybe there was a reason. But your normal response is what? I don't have to see this guy. What's the level 10 dumping anger? Now you tell your friends, oh, well, I see this guy. This guy can't commit. This guy don't take any dates. This guy, no, don't hang up the phone. Don't let him get set up with you. Now I badmouth the guy to everybody in the community. Why? Because he canceled on you twice? You didn't really delve into it. But now you spread that about it. That's really not so proportionate to what happened and what went on. That's the example of the synopsis. I like this one because it involves me. The rabbi doesn't show up to your family function on time, and he has a mediocre excuse for being late. This is a good one. Right? You're waiting, it's the Brit Milah, everybody's sitting there, you told him, oh, Rabbi Tawi, you're going to be there, you're going to come, front and center. I overslept. Really? Overslept? What's your reaction to this rabbi? Kill him? Thanks. Right? So you're going to kill him. Sure, surely, right. But give me something practical that you could do. That would be equivalent to kill him. Finding a rabbi. Exactly. How do you find a rabbi, Morgars? I go to the committee and I say, this is the last shul. This rabbi's so lazy. How can he not come? You see, he doesn't care. He's not really a good person. Now you start, all the committee members from the shul are at the same Brit Milah. So you're going to take it upon yourself. You're so livid that he didn't show up on time. He missed his beracha. He missed it. Now you're going to tell every single person how bad your rabbi is. To what level is that? You have the right to be very annoyed. You have the right to maybe tell him and call him up after, Rabbi, I really needed you. It was a very important day for me. You said you would be on time and you weren't there. I'm very angry. I think the rabbi's going to feel bad enough that one of his congregants said that. Or maybe he tells just the president in passing, Mr. President, could you do me a favor? Could you just get the message to the rabbi that I was a little upset? He's supposed to be there at the function. I understand if there's a good excuse, but he's not saying it just to tell me he woke up late. I really felt insulted. The rabbi will get the message. To go on a crusade to get the rabbi thrown out of the shul, that's not proportional. That's sinat chinam. So just to recap, we came into the shiur thinking, okay, sinat chinam, baseless hatred. Hating somebody for no reason. The reason for our journey was, doesn't make so much sense. To just hate somebody for no reason, you're not really a normal person. Most of us don't do that. Nobody just sees somebody coming and says, I hate this person. But you know what we do on a daily basis? We overreact. We bring our anger, we let our anger bubble over to the point where we feel that we are the right, righteous anger, and it burns up and consumes everything in our path. Once you think that you're in the right, and you fail to check your facts, and you fail to give those people the Kaf Sechut and you dump that anger on somebody, now you're in the story of Kamsa and Kamsa. Now you're the guy that's picking up somebody by the shirt and throwing him out of the party. Now you're the guy that's ratting people out to the Roman government. Now you're the person who's going on a campaign to destroy Yerushalayim. Well, who do we need to be? We need to be the person who's going to take down their sword, put away their weapon, and say, you know what? This is not worth it. And the reward is to have great people come from it. We're out of time for the Rabbi Meir piece, but just to connect it back to the Pasuk, which I promised you. Go back to your first verse. This was the most important part. How did this story start? It started with a Pasuk in Mishlei. It says that how praiseworthy is the person who fears God. He fears God because God believes in Ben Adam and Havero just as much, if not more, than Ben Adam and Makom. And the contrast in the Pasuk is, and woe to the person, when is Ra'ah going to come onto you? When you do what? When you harden your heart. All the characters in this story, their hearts were hardened. They couldn't find it in their heart to be soft, to let the person go, to let the person off, to give the person the kapsechut. Each person was taken to task, and then some. They were meant to feel the wrath. You know how you uphold this pasuk? By saying and catching yourself, I think I'm in the category of righteous anger. And I think I'm in danger of disproportionate response. That's sin unto them. When a person can catch himself, now his heart is softened. And what's the formula? How do we do that? By having Yirat Shamayim. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu bless us with enhanced Yirat Shamayim and its good